Something just shifted in Alabama recruiting, and it's not a rumor or a ranking. Late May official visits are stacking up. A-Day is set for April, the program's headline spring showcase. Junior Day produced fresh offers across 2026, 2027, even 2028. And with Alabama players on the NFL Combine stage, the pipeline is getting national attention again. These are public dates and moves, but when they line up like this, it can tilt perception fast before a single commitment hits your feed. So here's the question: coincidence or the first domino of a recruiting run? Before we go deeper, subscribe to the channel and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from right now. I'm reading every single one. Late May is filling up, and that's not random. Official visits are being locked in back to back, not scattered, not isolated, clustered. Top prospects aren't just passing through campus alone anymore. They're overlapping, sharing the same weekends, walking the same facilities, sitting in the same rooms, comparing impressions in real time. That's not theory. That's how modern recruiting momentum forms. Now here's where this gets interesting. When elite recruits visit together, something shifts. Conversations don't end when the campus tour does. They continue on flights home, in group chats, on social media. Decisions accelerate when prospects feel they're stepping into something building, not something uncertain. So why stack visits now? Because late May sits in a powerful window. Spring practices are complete. Depth charts are clearer. Coaches have fresh evaluations. Recruits have already seen multiple programs. When Alabama stacks that window, it maximizes comparison. And comparison favors programs with brand gravity. Now zoom out. A-Day is set for April. Historically, that weekend hasn't just been a scrimmage, it's been a showcase. Under Nick Saban, A-Day regularly drew elite prospects from across the country. The environment wasn't just about plays on the field, it was about scale, atmosphere, identity, and identity still matters. At the same time, Alabama players are visible at the NFL Combine. That's not nostalgia, that's present-day visibility. Draft boards, interviews, national broadcasts. Recruits pay attention to that stage. They always have. Development is still part of the pitch. No layer in the national conversation. Since Saban's departure, analysts have openly questioned whether Alabama can maintain recruiting gravity. Rankings are tracked closely. Every commitment is magnified. Every perceived miss becomes a headline. But here's the part many aren't discussing. Programs under pressure scramble. Programs in control align. Stacked visits. Multi-class offers from Junior Day across 2026, 2027, even 2028. A-Day exposure. Combined visibility. Individually. Routine off-season events. Together. Sequenced leverage. This doesn't look like reaction, it looks like positioning, and positioning precedes momentum. Alabama has built waves before. During peak Saban years, commitment clusters often followed major visit weekends, not by coincidence, by proximity, by social reinforcement. When one prospect committed, others didn't want to miss the window. That pattern isn't ancient history, it's recent precedent. Now ask yourself, if 2 or 3 high-profile commitments follow a late May visit stack, what happens? Rankings adjust within hours. Narratives soften within days. The transition-era storyline loses oxygen. And if that shift happens before kickoff, perception resets before the season even begins. This isn't about predicting flips. There are no guarantees in recruiting, but timing matters. And when timing, exposure, and messaging line up simultaneously, it rarely stays quiet. Here's the tension. Is the national conversation focused on the wrong variable? While people debate post-Saban uncertainty, the calendar might be doing the real work. Because recruiting runs don't start with graphics. They start with alignment, with coordinated weekends, with layered exposure, with momentum that builds privately before it explodes publicly. If this converts, it won't feel gradual. it will feel sudden. And when Alabama regains visible leverage early in a cycle, history shows the board rarely stays still. So now the question is simple. Is this just off-season scheduling? Or is this the early phase of a recruiting run that shifts the entire narrative? Watch A-Day. Watch late May. Watch what happens within 72 hours of the first major domino. If commitments stack quickly, the storyline changes overnight. If they don't, the scrutiny continues. That's the test. Do you believe this timing is intentional? Is Alabama positioning itself for another wave? Type run if you see the leverage building. Type wait if you think the proof still needs to show up. And make sure you're subscribed, because if that first domino falls, you'll want to see what it really signals next.